The Kingdom of Dataland. In the mystical land of Dataland, messages were passed between towns using magical orbs called Parcelables. These orbs could contain anything, from a simple note to a complex artifact. But to transport these items safely, they had to be magically transformed into a form suitable for the journey. This process was known as serialization. The town's chief magician, Parcelable, was an expert in this craft. With a flick of his wand, he could convert any object into a stream of magical essence, sealing it within a parcelable orb. However, the magic didn't end there. Once the parcelable reached its destination, the contents had to be reverted to their original form for use. This reversal process was known as deserialization. The brilliance of Parcellize's magic was that it ensured the integrity of the data. Regardless of the journey's length or the challenges faced, the contents of the parcelable remained unchanged and undamaged. This reliable system allowed for swift and secure exchanges between towns, strengthening the bonds of Dataland. In Kotlin, this magic is realized through the concept of parcelables. Objects can be serialized into a format suitable for storage or transmission, and then deserialized back into the original form. And that is what we needed inside of our application. Because if we look at our category, the category is not just a string, right? And what we passed was an object from one screen to another inside of our recipe app. Okay, so here in the recipe app, you could see we tried to pass an entire category, so an entire object. And in order to send objects from one screen to another, we need to serialize them. We need to make them parcels or parcelables. So basically, that's why we went ahead and said, okay, parcelize this category and make it parcelable. Or basically, we said this category data class, its objects are parcelable. So we can serialize and deserialize them. That's basically what we wanted to achieve, because what serialization does is it basically makes an object into a string. Okay, so the object has information about its ID, about the category name, about the image, location, so category thumb, about the description. All of this information is put into a format so that an object is then a string. And then when deserializing, that parcelable is then reverted back into an object. Okay, so it's reverted back into being a category object. And this concept is really important whenever you want to pass complex data types such as classes or objects, because the data type of a category has more than just one detail, right? It's not just a string. It's really a lot of different information. And that's where parcelable is so powerful, because it really helps us doing that with just adding this parcelable keyword to our category, making sure that we have this parcelize, importing parcelize, and obviously beforehand making sure, not in this one here, but in this build Gradle, making sure that we have this plugin installed. And by doing so, we're saving ourselves a lot of time, because otherwise we would have to do that manually and take care of all of that stuff ourselves. And inside of our recipe app, it now allowed us to store an entire object of our category type inside of the safe state handle, which usually, if you want to use a set key value pair, you can use generics here, or like any type. But if it is of type class, you need to make sure that the class is parcelizable. Okay, so that's pretty much it for our application. We know how to navigate, we know how to load data, all of the good stuff. So it was quite complex, especially this part right here was quite advanced and complex, but now you know how to do it. And whenever you need to reuse it in your own applications, you just need to apply the same principles.